Second, reinventing oneself throughout one's career. You have just now heard to Professor Patwardhan. He was a celebrated professor in Pune University, but now he is heading UGC Vice Chairmanship. So many of us, we have been professors, but we can take other roles also without leaving our primary responsibility to teach and to do research. For example, I am here, your Vice Chancellor, but that does not mean that I have shut down my research lab. It is still continuing. It is still, I have students, I have postdocs. Sometimes I attract these inspired faculty, these Ramalingam Swami fellows. They come and work in my laboratories, and thanks to the technology which is available today, you may be sitting anywhere in the world, but you can interact with your students, your co-workers. You can talk on Skype. You can send messages on WhatsApp, etc. And I keep interacting with my students. Particularly, I think Sanjay keeps reminding me that your WhatsApp is on until late in the night, until 11:30, 12 o'clock. And that is the time I get to interact with my students. Because days, BHU keeps me busy. So it's not only that you are doing a monotonous thing, that you are only teaching, you are only doing research, you also can wear other hats. You may become chair of the department, you may become dean, you may become chairperson of UGC, you may become vice chancellor, you may become directors, anything you can become. So you can reinvent yourself and try to be an institution builder. And that's what, for example, I like the most, that these positions give you opportunity to do the institution building, which is very important. Sorry, okay. Participating in the great era of discovery. I think this is a wonderful feeling. When you work in the research laboratories, you are one of the maybe very minuscule part of the person who is discovering something. So you become known maybe after a few years. Maybe your reference will be there in the reference book or maybe in the textbook, and people are going to know that this part of the discovery you did. And let me ask you, many professions. For example, when my daughter was doing her BTech in Delhi, she was not sure which branch she should pick up. And she came and interacted with one of my colleagues, who is Professor Mukherjee. He did his BTech, MTech, PhD from IIT, and then he was in Cambridge. So I asked her, why don't you interact with him to zero down what do you want to do. And I was listening to their discussion, and she first discussed about civil engineering. So Professor Mukherjee asked her the question, do you want to be part of the evolution which is taking place, or you want to do something which changes very little over a period of time, like civil engineering? I think buildings are made the same way 10 years back today. But when we look at the cell phones, smartphones or computers, how they were 10 years back and how do they function today, there is a huge difference. So he asked her a question, do you want to be part of the discovery, do you want to be part of the evolution, or you want a static kind of a life? And the answer was obvious. She said, I want to be a part of evolution, part of discovery. And then he said, okay, then civil engineering is out. So like that they kept on, and finally she decided to study electronics and communication engineering, and followed by computer sciences. So we go through the great era of discovery, and if you are a little part of it, it gives you plenty of happiness over a period of time. Another thing which I enjoyed being a professor was that you are part of the international community. I still remember I finished my PhD and a German professor came to my laboratory and gave a lecture. I was very impressed with his talk and I asked him an interesting question. And as a reward of my interesting question, he offered me a job in Germany. Not a fellowship. I was not drawing all that DAT fellowship or Humboldt fellowship or any other Max Planck fellowship. It was a regular job which normally they gave it to Germans. So you become part of the international community because you keep hearing, you keep inviting people, they give you the wonderful talks, you can interact with them, you can ask them questions. Sometimes as a young PhD student, I spent times to take the professor from one institution to another and I could talk to them very in an informal manner. Sometimes I got chance to even interact with Nobel laureates because they were coming to my institution. So all this, is a perk which I don't think any other profession easily provides you. Pleasant travel, okay? Sorry. Okay, pleasant travel. I know if you are working in the corporates, they give you business class ticket and you can go from anywhere to anywhere, you are in business lounges, you are very comfortable, but remember, along with that comfort, the job you have been given, that you have to sell this thing to this company or this institution, you have to earn this contract, or you have to convince the other party to do that, etc. So that travel may be very comfortable, but you are always under stress whether you will be able to win that contract or not. On the other hand, the kind of travels we do, quite often we travel in economy class. In fact, to share with you, even as a Vice Chancellor, I am entitled for business class, but I don't travel business class, I travel economy class. So we travel economy class, but we are very happy. We are going to attend a conference, I am going to meet my old friends with whom I have worked, or who was my colleague at once upon a time, and we attend the conferences, and we are in a very happy mood to learn new things, forge collaborations. We take the students with us for lunch. In the evening, we have dinner with other, celebrated scientists. Sometimes, on those dinner table, we talk about things, and the collaboration starts, or you get a new idea and come back with wonderful ideas. So usually when you come back after the conference, you are more energized rather than a person who has traveled on business trip. The person comes back and he is very tired, he or she is very tired that I had to travel so much. Usually we are very we are very happy to come back after I have talked to this man, and this man is going to send you this clone, and I am going to send him this molecule, and we are going to collaborate. I think we keep talking about all these things, and we are more energetic and joyful after coming from the conference. And another best thing is that gives you kind of free holidays anywhere in the world. You decide where do you want to go and look for a very good conference over there and go and present your results. So no job can give you free holidays anywhere in the world where you can choose the place of your liking. And usually these conferences are in beautiful cities. Another good thing is about this profession is that you have a very social and youthful job. You are always surrounded by younger people in the lab. Okay, and I have been very friendly with my students, and my youngest friend at the moment is 40 years younger than me. I am 40 years older. So the people in 20s become friendly with people like us in 60s, and once the barrier is broken, I think to begin with they are a little shy, little more respectful than usual. But gradually, when you start talking about their plan of work, their papers, their future, their everything, and sometimes they go with you to the conferences, gradually they become very friendly, and that's how you know. I told you that I have my youngest friend who is in 20s, okay?